You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off
Heart beats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000
Let us all rise, please.
Oh, but these stories don't mean anything when you've got no one to tell them to. It's true, I was made for you. I climbed across the mountain top, swam across the ocean blue. I crossed over lands and I broke all the rules. And baby, I broke them all for you. Oh, and this evening when I was flat broke, you made me feel like $1,000,000 you do. I was made for you.
Thank you. You may be seated. So, dearly beloved family and friends, good afternoon. We are all gathered here this afternoon to join Anel and Nico in holy matrimony. They've chosen those people, the most precious and special to them, to come and celebrate the beginning of their union in marriage together. And I could see Nico was very nervous, and we had an agreement. If he doesn't cry, Anel is going to come back and forth, but he cried. And it looked like some of the groomsmen were crying as well, and the bridesmaids, and he was dishing out tissues. So I'm very proud of you guys, You came prepared. And Nico, just now your jacket really fitted well, but I can see now it's a little bit tight. I think it's because you're so proud of her, hey? Oh my goodness, Anel, you look absolutely beautiful. Don't you guys think she looks absolutely amazing? Yes. And my name is Lynn Erlang. And Anel and Nico, thank you so much for choosing me to come and officiate this beautiful wedding today. What an honor and what a pleasure. And Anel, a lot of times when the bride walks down the aisle, that moment just gets a little bit too much, isn't it? It is. It's a big moment. It's a day that you've been waiting for a very, very long time. And a lot of times you don't actually take in what is happening here, and you look at your guests. So I want the two of you to just quickly turn to your guests. Guests, just give them a bit of love. Say hi, say hello, welcome them. There we go. There we go. Just so that you take in a little bit more. Yeah, so you're finally standing here, and all of you know that their beautiful love story. I think we can actually write a film about this. It all started about 8 years ago. Apparently, they didn't like each other. Yeah, they didn't like each other at all. So at work, he had to fix Anel's computer, and the two of them didn't really have much to say to each other. They decided they don't like each other. And so time went by, and Nico left the company, and 6 months later, her computer broke again. And the only person she could think of was Nico, and she found him, and guess what? He was quite prepared to come and fix the computer. And so they became to know each other a little bit better, and supported each other through tough times, and became soulmates and friends. And then they realized after their first coffee date, this is true love. And here they are standing today, there forever after. And then Nico decided, so after a while, he had this dream. And it's beautiful to know that he also listens to the voice of God. He had a dream that they were going to get engaged, and then they decided to get engaged. And then on the 31st of December 2021, he had another dream that they are getting married, and here they are standing 6-7 months later, and they're getting married. And he was quite romantic. Do you all know the story? I believe he's still paying off on that, that weekend. He took her to a 5-star Richard Branson. It's the Mont Rochelle in a wine farm in Franschhoek. I mean, you can just imagine what that must have cost, eh? And he took her there and organized a picnic. And he was casually just lying there on the blanket. And this is the beautiful part for me about this love story. He's always known that Anel one day wants her ashes to be...
Wait for it.
So he knows that she wants her ashes scattered on a wine farm. So then he said, I know that you always wanted to have your ashes scattered on a wine farm, but let's start our lives together here on a wine farm. Isn't that beautiful? Let's just give him a hand for that. Very romantic. And he took out the ring, and obviously she said yes. And here they are standing today. So Anel and Nico, this is your special day. the 18th of June 2022, the day that God has decided that the two of you are becoming one. What a beautiful day, isn't it? And look at the weather. Everything is just perfect today. So I actually realized that he's quite good with remembering dates. But I now remember that all your guests sitting here, they're not just guests to party. Yeah, we're not here just to party. Yeah, I saw you. I saw you. Okay. They're also witnesses to this marriage today. And just on a lighter note, I want to give you permission, and you are all the witnesses. If he forgets this anniversary date, he must take you on a weekend away. I know both of you like the sea and the bushveld, but maybe somewhere in the warm baths, a nice game farm, somewhere in Gauteng or Northwest Province. Maybe you should. And if you forget for a second time, then I think you need to start saving for those overseas trips. They really want to start traveling. I know they want to go to Switzerland. He's been there. He wants to take Anel while it snows. They also want to go to Monaco for the Grand Prix. Greece or Turkey, Maldives, so lots of traveling. Yeah, so maybe you should forget, hey, Nico? Yeah. There we go. I just want to say something. I thought you and the groomsmen looked so handsome today. Okay, well done. But I'm so sorry, when these ladies walked in, they just beat you by far. They look absolutely stunning. But then the bride walked in, and she is the most gorgeous. But I think the ladies win today. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll take 0 for the team.
Sorry, not sorry.
So, Anel and Nico, as you know, your story and your love story is a story of commitment, of companionship, of devotion, true love, but it's also a forever union. And this union cannot be entered into lightly, but sincerely, passionately, and objectively. So therefore, I want to ask if anybody can show legal cause why Anel and Nico should not be married today. Please speak now, or forever hold your peace. I wouldn't do that. Thank you so much. Can I ask that we close our eyes in prayer this afternoon? Holy Father, thank you. Thank you for this beautiful day that you've chosen to bring this beautiful couple to the pulpit to get married today, to become one, husband and wife. Father, I pray that you will bless this beautiful couple, bless them as a family with their 2 sons, bless every person sitting here that came to celebrate these 2 beautiful people's love for one another. Father, thank you for the word that you've given me for this couple. I also pray that this word will fall on fertile ground, and that it will also have meaning for at least one person leaving this place today. Holy Spirit, you are welcome in this place. Thank you, Lord Jesus. I pray that you will bless this afternoon, that you will bless the proceedings, that you will bless the celebrations, and that there will be traveling mercies for each and every person sitting here, that they will get home safe. I pray it in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. And together we say amen and amen. Thank you. So Anel and Nico, this is where I just quickly want to do the marriage address with you guys. And this is where we read why and how God instituted marriage. Okay? So I promise it's just a short while that I'm going to get a little bit serious with you guys. So it says in the word, in Genesis 2 verse 18, that it is not good for a man to be alone. God says, I will create a woman to be his equal companion. Further, God says in Mark 10 verse 6 to 8, that at the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. And for this reason, a man shall leave his father and his mother, and he shall be united to his wife. And the two of them will become one. So they are no longer two, but one. Anel and Nico, beloved family and friends, this is where I get so excited. And if they didn't give me a time limit, I would have stood here and talked about this the whole afternoon. Okay? Because you see, yes, we are here to celebrate this beautiful couple's love for one another. We are here to celebrate a wedding. Ons gaan lekker partiekie hou. Hy kan nie wag nie. Ek gaan so 'n bietjie op jou pik vandag. And but what is actually happening here today, the wondrous thing is that God comes and He makes the two of you, not any one of us or anybody else, but the two of you become one. So that means, if you want to think about it, that Anel, everything, and Nico, everything about the two of you, your strengths, your weaknesses, your dreams, your plans, your everything about the two of you, He puts it together in one basket. So Anel, on the day that you're a little bit tired, you can just go and scratch in that basket and steal a little bit of his energy. And Nico, the same with you. If you need a little bit of inspiration, you can just go and scratch in this basket and steal a little bit of her inspiration. Because you see, this is what is happening here today. God makes you one. A lot of times we tend to think, but if God makes us one, I actually lose my own uniqueness, my identity. No. He takes everything about the two of you and it becomes one, so it makes you stronger. Also as a family with your boys, and it also means Nico and Anel, your families, becoming together as one family. And it's wonderful to know that you've got that support structure behind you, united as one family. So, Anel, today God is giving you this husband, the future father of more children, the existing father of more. Yes, why not? Your soulmate, your companion, your true love, the man that is becoming one with you today. And Nico, today God is giving you this beautiful woman, your wife, future mother of your children, existing mother of your children, your soulmate, your true love, your partner for life. And that is the beauty, is that God is putting the two of you together, making you one. And God says in Mark 10 verse 9, what He has joined together, no man shall separate. Amen. So further to this part of the marriage address is very important. Nico, this is where God speaks specifically to you, because you're becoming a husband today, and He speaks to all husbands sitting here, all husbands all over the world. Okay? Did you know that God gives husbands a very specific command? Okay? In Ephesians 5, verse 25 to 29, He says, husbands, love your wife. He says, Nico, you must love Anel, just as Christ loved the church and gave Himself up for her. Sure. Let's think about that. That is quite a big command. You must love her the way that Jesus loved us and God loved us and gave His Son for us. That's quite big. Further to that, He says, Nico, you must love Anel just as you love your own body. And then He reiterates it by saying, you see, Nico, if you love Anel, it means that you also love yourself. Because after all, no one ever hated their own body, but they feed and they care for their body just as Christ does the church. That's quite a big command, right? Now, who of you have ever wondered why in the Word, in the Bible, it never says anything about the wife must love the husband? Okay? It says the husband must love the wife. Now listen to this. Anel, that day when you had coffee with Nico, and you realized, oh my goodness, something's happening over here. Okay? Vlindertjies in die maag, and I think I'm falling in love. Okay? And the day he told you the first time he loves you, didn't you feel like, oh, I love you 1,000 times more? Huh? Come on, am I talking to any ladies here? Isn't it true that if a man starts romanticizing you, giving you flowers, jy sal nie weet nie, and you know, things like that, then isn't it true that you feel, I will do anything for this man, I will love him 1,000 times more? And you see, that is how God intended it to be. He gave the command to the husband because he knew that the wife will love him back 1,000 times more. Amen? Amen. So, on this day, my message for the two of you is, remember this command of love, but God also comes and He gives the two of you a recipe for that love, knowing that if you always stick to this recipe, your marriage will never fail. But I've still got a little bit of time, so I'm not going to give you the recipe straight away. Is that okay? Okay, guess you're very quiet. You can also preach with me, hey? Okay. Almal luister. Goed. Ons gaan net toets skryf hierna. Okay. So, on a day like today, if you look at this beautiful venue, and wow, the elegance of the black and the white and the silver and it is so beautiful. Isn't it true that when you get ready for this wedding, the ladies start planning their outfits and the men start planning their outfits, and that morning the ladies do their makeup and the hair, and what does the men do? Gel the hair, comb the beard, polish the shoes, maar behalwe joune. And ja, jou shoes is nie gepolish nie. And you're getting ready for this wedding, and you are so excited because you're going to see this beautiful couple, this beautiful bride. Isn't it true that you wake up with this song in your heart? You all know that, going to the chapel. Let's sing it for them. 1, 2, 3. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Give yourselves a hand. That was beautiful. So yes, we're all excited because we're here at a wedding, and it's just so beautiful. And I actually want to go as far as saying that a wedding is not just a normal function, right? It's not. It's a Porsche of all functions. It's a very fancy, like a Porsche of all functions. And then I thought, what kind of a recipe can I compare for this beautiful couple that's like a Porsche of a recipe? Now, I know that maybe I can first tell you this story a little bit. I believe Nico is very good in the kitchen. You know, he does all the cooking. I now reckons he's not bad with a mop and a broom either. I know that she cooks oxtail, which takes long. She cooks lamb shank, that takes long. She cooks nice soup, that takes long. And apparently very nice lasagna. But then all her friends raved about this lasagna, okay? And then she decided she's going to cook this lasagna for Nico for the first time. And she was so excited to present this beautiful meal to him. And he starts eating and she says, okay, so what are you thinking? And he says, it's nice, but not as nice as my mom's. Oh, but it's just a teasing, all right? Needless to say, she's never cooked it again. And Mom always cooks the lasagna and sends a bit the extra home, right? Okay. So I was thinking of a recipe. I know the two of you don't like baking, but I know that you normally buy from Woolworths. So I was thinking of a ciabatta bread. You've bought ciabatta bread at Woolworths, right? Okay. Everybody knows what is ciabatta bread? Oh, there's a shame he doesn't know. Sure. Okay, it's a flat bread and it's got bubbles in it and it's got flour over it. And on a day like today, you can serve it as a canapé at a wedding. So you can dress it up with a little bit of chicken mayo, pesto, tomato, nice, all those nice things, yeah. Middle of the month, you can have it with some soup. Just put it in the oven. And at the end of the month, you can just have it dry, like salty cracks, okay? So it's very diverse. Oh. So is it okay if I compare it with a ciabatta recipe? Now, I know the two of you don't like baking, but maybe after today, you will, all right? So would you all agree? I know you do meals that takes very long, but would you all agree that we are looking for something quick, easy, delicious? Okay? Can I see all the guests, the men, who normally bake and cook? Come on, don't be shy. Come on.
They don't.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, no, participate, Joe. That's the only answer he knows. Okay, and ladies, obviously. Oh, it can't be true that there's less ladies. Okay, a little bit more ladies. So maybe I'm at the right place. All right, there we go. So we all look for quick, easy, delicious recipes, isn't it? Braai meals. Braaibroodjies. Nee, ons gaan nou eers ciabatta doen. Okay. Ciabatta is a portion of all breads. It's not just a white bread or a brown bread or braaibroodjie. It's a portion like a wedding today. Okay? All right. So in looking for a recipe, Nico, I promise you I'm getting somewhere. I think he's thinking, what is this woman talking about, really? But I promise you I'm getting somewhere. It's all going to make sense just now. So, looking for quick, easy, and delicious, so I managed to find two recipes. One in the region of quick and easy, okay? And another one in the region of delicious. The quick and easy, so they say both breads takes 20 minutes baking times. So now I'm intrigued. I mean, it's both ciabatta bread. Listen to this. Both recipes use exactly the same ingredients. Bread flour, water, yeast, salt, and a little bit of oil for drizzling. Okay, so Anel and Nico. Now, the quick and easy, they say, takes 3 hours and 40 minutes to prepare. That's still a little bit long. It's like an oxtail thing, right? Still a little bit long for bread. After it's done, you put it in the oven, 20 minutes, bake it, and out comes maybe a bread that's like Woolies, a little bit chewy on the outside, okay, the quick and easy. But the delicious bread takes 16 to 24 hours. Yeah, that's quite long, isn't it, for bread? Now, I'm going to take you on a little bit of a further detour. I want to invite all of you to go back to a place where a grandmother or an aunt or an uncle or a wife or a sister or whoever, Oma in the kitchen, busy baking bread. Can you all smell that bread? Can you all see her with the apron? Alles so stil. Okay. All right. So can I call her Oma for today? So now Oma goes with this delicious bread. Okay. She prepares the dough. Apparently you have to throw it in the air, flip it, catch it, because it makes sure that the bubbles are redistributed evenly. She puts it in a skotteltjie and she puts a kombersie over this skotteltjie and she carries it there to the windowsill, puts it there in the sun and allows it to rise. And every now and then Oma goes and she checks on this dough. And nobody, not Tristan, not Mason, not Izzy, not Rocky, nobody comes close to this dough for that day. Nobody touches it. Okay, not Nico, nobody.
Nee, Mason is daar.
Mason's there.
She protects this dough with all her life. She doesn't go shopping, she doesn't go nowhere. The whole day, every now and then, she takes it out, goes through the same process, puts it back, puts it on the windowsill, and so she carries on. Tonight she goes to bed. Only the doggies may get food. Okay? Tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock, she wakes up and the first thing she does is go to this dough. And when it's ready, she takes it, puts it in the oven, and out come the most delicious ciabatta you've ever tasted. They say that it melts in your mouth. Literally. You don't even have to chew it. It just melts in your mouth. Now you're all wondering, why am I telling you this? Remember we said, God gives the husband a command for love. And then I said, today God gives the two of you a recipe for that love. Allow me to share this recipe. 1 Corinthians 13. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it does not dishonor others. It's not self-seeking, it's not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love conquers everything. Now, let me take it back to this scenario. So the two of you come home tonight, okay? Let's think about this quick and easy. Both of you are tired. You had a long day. How was your day? How was your day? One of you didn't have a good day, but I must still cook and I must quickly still do this, send this email, get this done, get this, because life happens. And I know at the moment you are already spending a lot of quality time together with the boys, and Nico goes hunting with them. But let's face it, life happens and it gets busy. So quick and easy. Tonight you go to bed. Tomorrow morning out of the house. Oh, we never spoke about that thing that you were unhappy about. But let's do it tonight. Tonight, same story. Quick and easy. These marriages normally end up as a disaster. But let's think about the delicious recipe. Tonight you come home, same scenario. Okay, let's get all these things out of the way. Let's make a nice fire and we're going to sort this thing out. We're not going to bed until we've resolved this issue, because I want to support you. I want to help you. Let's talk about it. You see, Anel and Nico, just like Oma, gave all her love, all her attention, all her devotion, everything. She's put everything she has into this delicious dough to make it the most beautiful, delicious ciabatta ever. See, that is how marriage works. Every day is working on it every single day. A lot of times, quick and easy, we go, I'm actually still a little bit cross about what you did yesterday. It says in 1 Corinthians 13, it keeps no records of wrongs. It goes deep. Those things are behind you. Put it behind you. And go over to this delicious where, just like Oma, she gave it everything. And just like she didn't allow the kids and the dogs and the flies and nobody close to this dough. Anel and Nico, do not allow unwanted opinions, people, factors, anything that will damage this marriage into your marriage. Okay? Be jealous of this marriage, not of each other. Because today, God is giving the two of you something sacred. And you need to take care of it, just like Oma took care of that dough. And I want to invite you on that first anniversary that Nico is going to remember, maybe bake a bread or a cake or something. Yeah. That reminds you of your recipe for your marriage. 1 Corinthians 13. You see, the two of you, if you forget everything that I've said today, remember this recipe says, God says, right at the end, your love will conquer everything, no matter what. Amen? Does that now make sense? Amen. Thank you. Nou het ek genoeg gepreek. Thank you so much. So, Anel and Nico, I'm sure a lot of these people are still going to give you a lot of advice today, whether it's good advice, bad advice, but they are. So just a few words from my side before we proceed to the end or the formalities. Always laugh together, cry together, do things together like you already are. Okay? Stay true to one another. Enjoy life together. Put God at the center of everything because God is love. Without Him, this marriage cannot exist. Okay? And always support each other in your dreams and your plans for the future. And may you be blessed as a family from this day forward as a united front. Amen. And remember, love conquers everything. Amen. Amen. So, beloved family and friends, I'm going to ask that we release a blessing over this beautiful couple. I'm going to ask all of you to stretch out your right hands to this lovely couple, and then we can close our eyes in prayer. Thank you. So, Anel and Nico, may your marriage be filled with love, with peace, joy, prosperity, and with favor. May your love for one another always be the reason why you chose a lifetime together. May you always use 1 Corinthians 13 as your marriage recipe. May all the years to come be filled with beautiful memories and many special moments to celebrate. May you always build an even stronger foundation of your love for one another, and also as a loving family. May you always honor and protect your love for one another. And may your love for one another always conquer everything. We release it over them. We bless them with these words. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. Thank you. All right. So, are you guys ready for the formalities? The I do's and everything? Oh. So, folks, we're going to switch over to Afrikaans for their vows. I'm so sorry for those guys who don't understand. But it's basically, it comes down to, they say I do. All right. Are you ready? So Nico, I'm going to start with you. Look at him. Let's give him a hand. Let's give him a hand. He must be dressed for the part. Baie dankie, hoor. So Nico, beloof jy in die teenwoordigheid van God en julle geliefde familie en vriende om vir Anel te neem as jou wettige vrou om haar van hierdie dag af te neem en te behou? Beloof jy om haar vir ewig lief te hê? Beloof jy om getrou te wees aan haar? Beloof jy om haar te koester en te ondersteun en haar altyd te respekteer en te beskerm in goeie en in slegte tye, in nood en in voorsiening, in siekte en in gesondheid, tot die dag dat die dood julle skei? Wat is jou antwoord hierop?
Ek doen.
Hy het gesê, I do, ek doen. Thank you so much. Oh, when I see these emotions, I just know that this beautiful couple belong here, isn't it? Oh. Goed, Anel, beloof jy in die teenwoordigheid van God en julle geliefde familie en vriende om vir Nico te neem as jou wettige man om hom van hierdie dag af te neem en te behou? Beloof jy om hom vir ewig lief te hê? Beloof jy om getrou te wees aan hom? Beloof jy om hom te koester en te ondersteun en hom altyd te respekteer en te beskerm in goeie en in slegte tye, in nood en in voorsiening, in siekte en in gesondheid, tot die dag dat die dood julle skei? Wat is jou antwoord hierop? Ek doen. Baie dankie. Dankie Anel. Nou goed, ek gaan vra dat Mason vir ons die ringe bring, maar ek gaan ook vra dat Tristan saamkom. Baie dankie. Ag, kos gee vir die jong, maar moet nog nie uithaal nie, hoor? Okay, Mason en Tristan.
Okay, nou gee my die titel. Ek kan nie nou die titel.
So, beloved family and friends, as you all know, these two boys couldn't wait for this day to happen. They were so excited, nee? What a big day for them as well. They've grown very fond of Nico. He's been a part of their life for the last 7 years. And for them, it's such a blessing that they are all becoming one today. So that's why I want the two of you to be part of this while they exchange rings. Yes, and it's okay to cry because it's such a big moment. Okay? So what I'm going to ask the two of you to do is something very big. Let's just give him a moment. There we go. Such a big moment. Oh. So Mason and Tristan, I'm going to ask you to play a very important role over here. First, we're going to ask, noem hulle jou uncle? First, we're going to ask Nico to give mom her a ring. So Nico gaan eers vir haar 'n ring gee. Ek wil hê julle moet dit saam vir Nico gee. So haal saam die ringetjie uit. Albei van julle hou mekaar se hand vas. En gee dit vir Nico. Daar sy. Dankie. Goed, en ek sal vir nou vir julle sê as ons reg is, dan gee albei van julle Nico se ring vir mamma. Okay? Reg so. Nee, nog nie. Ek sal vir jou sê, hoor. Okay. So ons gaan nou eers vir oom Nico vra hy 'n bietjie praat. So Nico, jy kan dan agter my aanherhaal. Ek wil vra dat die twee van julle mekaar se regterhande vashou. Regterhande. Daar sy. Confuse julle nou hierso. Baie dankie. So jy kan agter my aanherhaal. Ek gee vir jou Anel.
Ek gee vir jou Anel.
Hierdie ring.
Hierdie ring.
As 'n simbool. As 'n simbool.
As 'n simbool
Van my ewige liefde.
van my ewige liefde.
Mag jy dit met vreugde dra.
Mag jy dit met vreugde dra
En nooit twyfel
en nooit twyfel
oor my liefde vir jou nie.
oor my liefde vir jou nie.
Met hierdie ring
Met hierdie ring
seël ek my belofte
seël ek my belofte
om getrou te wees aan jou,
om getrou te wees aan jou
om jou te beskerm en te respekteer
en jou te beskerm en jou te respekteer
en jou vir ewig lief te hê.
en jou vir ewig lief te hê.
Baie dankie Nico. So jy kan jou ring vir Anel gee.
Opsit.
Jy kan hom opsit. Baie dankie. Pragtig. So, Tristan en Mason, ek wil hê altyd van julle moet Nico se ring van mamma gee. Daar sy. Daar sy. Daar sy. Regterhand vashou, baie dankie.
Dit gaan moeilik wees.
Ek gee vir jou Nico
Ek gee vir jou Nico
hierdie ring
hierdie ring
as 'n simbool
as 'n simbool
van my ewige liefde.
van my ewige liefde.
Mag jy dit met vreugde dra
Mag jy met vreugde
en nooit twyfel
en nooit twyfel
oor my liefde vir jou nie.
oor my liefde vir jou nie.
Met hierdie ring
Met hierdie ring
seël ek my belofte
seël ek my belofte
om getrou te wees aan jou,
om getrou te wees aan jou,
om jou te beskerm en te respekteer
om jou te beskerm en te respekteer
en jou vir ewig lief te hê.
en vir jou vir ewig lief te hê.
Dankie Anel, so jy kan jou ring nou vir Nico gee. Baie dankie. Gee vir my die boksie. Julle kan sommer hier by hulle staan, hoor. Daar sy. Nou maar goed, ek wil hê julle moet almal so lekker naby aan mekaar staan. Daar is hy as 'n eenheid. So Anel en Nico, deur hierdie huweliksbeloftes wat julle kom aflê het vir al hierdie getuienisse en ook vir God vandag, en die neem en die gee van julle ringe aan mekaar, het God ook nou gekom en hy het julle kom saamvoeg as een familie en ook as man en as vrou. So dit is daarmee my voorreg to pronounce you today on this beautiful day, united family and husband and wife. Woohoo! Nico, you may kiss your bride. Congratulations. So I want the two of you to turn to your guests and the boys. So beloved family and friends, I want to introduce to you for the very first time Mr. and Mrs. Anel and Nico and Sons Nel. Congratulations.